Okay, your man Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com, radio on fire. That was an amazing song. I in his studio rocking off to that, and we are pleased to be joined by the artist featured on this song. How is it going today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How have you been?
Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Devon Howard in the building. Singer, songwriter, producer. What can you say about the song that we just played?
Uh, it's just a love song. You know what I'm saying? A classic love song. It's funny because when I was writing it, there was a part that I was going to take out, and I said, I'm going to keep it, and I used it. It worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the vibe, and like you said, classic love song. There is not enough of that real R&B feel right now, so I'm glad that you're bringing that. Um, Speaking of the R&B feel and all of that, I want to go back to the beginning. Where were you born, by the way?
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, as was I.
Yeah.
What are your earliest musical memories?
Wow. For me, my earliest musical memories was my father because he was a writer as well, and I remember him waking up. I'm the youngest of five, so I remember him waking up my siblings in the middle of the night to play music, and so I think that's where my passion came from. And the other thing is the Jackson 5. I remember being really young, and they had a summer special or something on. I was just really intrigued by that. And then, of course, Michael's Jackson stuff from that point forward, was just incredible. And the Barge.
Okay. So I was going to ask some of the artists that were played around the house coming up. So obviously you say Michael Jackson and the Barge. Yeah. Who else?
I've heard a lot of stuff because my father would play the oldies, the oldie but goodie records. Yeah. So they stayed on repeat during the weekend. And my sisters would listen to, I know, a lot of gospel records, the Clark sisters and, a lot of other gospel artists that were out at the time. And my brother was listening to hip hop and, it was just a lot of music playing in the house.
Yeah, so it's just a whole mixture of different influences. So did you know at an early age that you were going to be bit by the musical bug, or did it come later?
No, I did. Again, with my father, he had a huge passion for music, and he would talk to me about like composition and listening to certain things and, kind of delving into the production part. I was really young and it made a lot of sense as I got older, but I was really intrigued at a young age. I wasn't even a teenager yet.
So your father, obviously being that influence, what about your other family members and your friends? How did they react to you getting into music?
I think in my household it was normal. Everybody kind of had some musical ability, either singing or playing instruments or whatever. And my friends usually, by the time I was a teenager, I was mostly musical friends anyway. I gravitated toward people who were musicians or singers, and I really learned a lot from them.
Yeah. So, did you have the opportunity to get involved with the talent show circuit?
Not really. I think I probably did like one talent show. And one of the reasons is I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts. And so during those years, it was just a lot of development. I went there as a dancer though, but the discipline really helped me when it came to music. And I kind of locked in, I think mostly in the studio. And so I didn't really get to do the circuit as much. I think I did one show. And then from there, just mostly studio until I got signed.
Right. So what about stage fright? Is stage fright something that you've ever had to deal with?
It's weird, right? Because I think I'm probably more stage fright days before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm petrified. But a lot of times, you rehearse a lot, so you're prepared. And so when I get to the venue, see the stage, hear the sound system, it just kind of goes away a little bit. And so, once I get on the stage, I'm okay. I mean,
All
there's
right.
a little bit left.
A little bit, but yeah.
Not as much as, days before.
I talk to a lot of artists, and I'm an artist myself. But one thing that I really that really sticks out to me about you is, having a I guess the backbone, the background as far as the School of the Arts, and it use words like discipline and I'm prepared because constantly rehearsing, and it's different than I think that part is so important, and that part is missed a lot of times when artists take another path, and so I'm sure that has helped you along your journey. So you're at the School of the Arts. When does your introduction happen as far as getting signed? How did that come about?
So I was working in the studio with a few people, and one of the guys introduced me to another singer, and we started working together, found a third, created a group. We were not really ready yet. We were still really young. And then, long story short, he went off and created another group, and they broke up, and we got back together. And within less than a year, we got a deal with RCA Records.
So that's big. And then so you're in this group, and like you said, everybody in the house pretty much has musical ability. So I think that you had that experience with working with other talents and balancing that. How was it being a part of a group though with people that weren't your family?
Interesting. It's just different personalities, but I think musically it was amazing, the bringing together different types of vocalists, and we created some really great music. I think we had a really nice sound. I think musically we were really good.
And so the RCA, the experience with RCA is, you got your A&R, you got, a whole, red tape to get stuff done. There's a whole lot of moving parts. How was the major label experience as a whole?
I don't want to get in trouble here.
Yeah.
But no. But I think for me, because I think I'm an artist first, right? And so the fame stuff, that's it's cool. I like to create, and sometimes when you sign with a major, they have so many moving parts and so many people coming in to do so many things that your ideas and your creativity kind of get pushed to the back, especially early on, like your first project or so. And you just you learn the game. I just really sat back and learned a lot, but I was really itching to kind of jump in and kind of be creative, which never happened in that situation. So that's why I kind of value the independent route, because I get to get out all the creative stuff that I hear and see and feel. So, but I appreciate the experience. I value the experience. It's a lot of moving parts. And the one thing that I learned the most about, especially major label, it's a business, And so I think coming into it as a creative, it's like, oh, okay, there's another part to this that I need to pay attention to.
Absolutely. And that's what I tell folks a lot. Like you said, it is a business, and the major label route, they look at you as an investment.
Yes.
And they treat, unfortunately, they treat the artist like a commodity, like not like a living thing, but like an item.
Is a product.
Right. It's exactly. And for an artist like yourself, somebody that is into the art form, a lot of times you can become disillusioned with that because it takes the love out of it and it strictly
Yeah.
becomes
Yeah.
numbers on a spreadsheet. Um, and so I'm glad that you still have that love and desire for the art form.
Yeah.
Because some people can lose it in that process.
Well, I've had moments though. I've had moments where it was so crazy,
Yeah,
just the paperwork and the politics and all the stuff that goes with it that there was nothing. I couldn't create nothing. I was just so drained that maybe for a year or two, or so, I couldn't do anything. I just I couldn't feel it. And then I had to kind of get rid of everything and just say, you know what, let me just create. I'm not going to think about management. I'm not going to think about labels. I'm not going to think about business. I'm not going to think about none of that. I'm just going to create. And I think that was the best route for me.
yeah, yeah, and definitely, what you're describing is definitely writer's block. I'm sure that's something that you've had. How even when you're not having a time when things are going up and down, but you're in a good space, how do you deal with writer's block?
I don't know. I get terrified to be honest, because you think it's gone. It's like, oh God, is it over? But then I'll hear music. I'll hear some music, and I'm inspired by that piece of music, and it just flows out. It just comes out, and it's like it's back. You have to be inspired,
Yeah,
like I can write, but I like to be inspired by something. Usually, when I hear music, like an instrumental, I feel it. I feel like I can lay into it like another instrument, right?
mm-hmm.
And that kind of brings me back into the creative fold.
Yeah, definitely. Who inspires you now? What artist do you listen to? What do you like right now that's out?
I don't know. It's weird because I'm stuck on Spotify. Like I've created playlists, so everything's like oldies for me, like 80s, 90s. So, but Kim, I really love his style. Kevin Ross too. Kind of, especially from the writing perspective and the production perspective. I really like their style. There's so many independent artists out too that I've been listening to. So, but commercially, it's just a different vibe because I think my vibe is love songs. It has a modern feel, but more 90s ish. You know what I'm saying, vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still listening to that era as well. Mostly.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good music. Just tuning in. Diamond K in here. Devon Howard. We want to take a quick break, and I want to take a quick musical break, and I'm going to come back. I want to talk about what you have coming up. I want to talk about new music and upcoming events and all that kind of good stuff. All right. Stay tuned. It's the Diamond K Show. Devon Howard, special guest, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back. You made Diamond K in here. Mr. Devon Howard, another amazing record.
Thank you.
And great video to go with it. It's definitely it brings back that feeling. That feeling. It's really, really good. Talk a little bit about that record that we just heard.
So that's the third single from this album, and what I wanted to do, because the first two were kind of similar in a way. Kind of get back to a smooth kind of feel that I used to do, and that I like, and just a kind of flowing type of thing, just a nostalgic classic type of feel to it. So another love song.
Yeah, and definitely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with love. And so you got a new project coming.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit about that. What is the record? What is the movement? What can we expect?
So the album is Morning Sun, which includes the 3 singles that are out, and it's out March 5th. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and so what is the thought behind it? what's the concept?
Well, again, like for me as a writer, it always come back to love in some form, right? And Morning Sun came about because I'm always up. Like my creativity comes in at night. So 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up recording, writing, doing something musical. So I would always go to sleep when the sun was coming up, and I would kind of look out and I would see the sun come up, and I felt like a lot of creative information was being uploaded into me at that time. And I would go to sleep and I wake up and I have all this new stuff. And so it's like the light kind of downloaded into me and, and gave me this creativity.
Yeah.
So I'm the son of the light, so to speak.
Definitely. And, we're moving into that springtime, and I think that it is a great time to release music coming out of the winter, going into, to that good weather, and folks are outside more, and it's perfect time for it. So you have an event coming up?
Yes. It's just a listening session.
But that's a private event, right?
Yeah, it's a private event.
Right. So, yeah. My bad. Right. So you got that. And then as far as the rest of the year, what does it look like?
So I'm starting to get ready. I want to get back to rehearsing so I can get back out on the road and doing shows. And I do want to start releasing more stuff even toward the end of the year. So I want to get back in the studio as well with that and create more stuff. Just kind of keeping it going. Yeah.
Definitely. So as far as the independent route, that gives you more control. It gives you more opportunity to really dive into that artistry. And anybody that you want to shout out as far as your team?
So the videos that you played were directed by Alvin Gray, who is incredible. I've worked with him for years, and he's just one of those creative people that you can tell him an idea and he can make it happen, right? And so you can tell him you want to shoot on the moon, and you're on your way to the moon to shoot. He's that creative. So Lolita, and I worked with her for years as well, doing pictures and photos, and same thing with her. She's very committed. And we work really well together. Anytime I have an idea, just to put some ideas down on film or photo, I can call her up and she's there. And we're shooting. We're trying to come up with different, movements or locations and stuff like that. Just staying in the creative space. So they really helped me a lot. They've been a part of my team for a very long time. And Rodney Mosley, who set this interview up, he's been very helpful. A lot of other people, Samir Singletary, who's from Baltimore, he's in Atlanta now. He did a lot of production on the album. Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing: like you're throwing out these names. I know all of these folks. Very, very professional people. Good team. And when you say that you're independent and you don't want the red tape of a major label, is understandable. And then when you're doing it on the independent side and you have great people in your corner, like the folks that you've named, there's nothing but success that can come from that. So definitely, I'm excited about that. And you also are active online. Folks can check out your website. And you're on social media and all of that. How do you like the digital side of things as opposed to the analog side, like CDs? And do you like it better, things being digital?
I do. In some ways, I miss analog a little. I think because the digital can be very, you got to figure it out. Right? I'm still figuring certain things out, especially on the promotional end. There's so much that you can do that I haven't quite figured out yet in regards to using it fully. But as far as being able to listen to music on my phone, in the car, wherever I want to, I love that part, that I don't have to carry a CD around, a CD player around.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like that part.
Agreed. And I come from an era of record stores, and when we worked a record, we had to actually go to the market to work the record, right?
Yeah.
And so that is physically, as you know, packing up, driving, or flying whatever city you're trying to promote in, and going there, and you're going to the radio station, you're going to the clubs, you're doing all those things, and that's still involved. Yeah. But now with the internet, we can touch those cities. You can really touch the people, right? At the click of a button, you can promote in wherever. We're in Baltimore, we can promote in Philly, we can promote in Miami, we can promote
anywhere in the world, actually.
Anywhere in the world. Yeah. And your fans have access to you. You can so it is just an amazing thing. Yeah. As far as streaming, if you were making music in the 90s or early 2000s and you understood that CD game, the money is different, right?
Yeah.
But I think that it's better because it can come easier.
Yes. And like you said, you're locked in around the world. So where you would have to kind of go to certain places and you kind of can get that market. Now you can just get the world. And so you have a bigger reach, quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As far as social media, how can folks stay in touch with you on social media?
So my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is Devon Howard 3000. So that's consistent throughout, Devon Howard 3000. And my website is devonhowardmusic.com.
Right. And you're active on social media. Do you have a favorite a social site?
No, really. But I think one of the things that I've been doing is kind of, I only use social media to kind of promote music and stuff. I think, I'm just trying to be mindful of how addictive social media can be. And about a year ago, I kind of pulled back a little bit. So I'm not really using it as much unless I'm promoting something or something musical, or, a birthday or something like that.
Yeah. No, I get that. And definitely it is it can definitely be addictive if you use it incorrectly. it can definitely be. So again, the new music drops when?
March 5th, which so happens to be my brother's birthday, and my birthday is actually March 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Wow. So that is good. And that will be available on all streaming platforms and all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing that, hearing that. I'm looking forward to this journey that you are on and this next phase of your career.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, just thank you for hosting me tonight. And I had a great time.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I, as I said, I look forward to following your journey, hearing the new music, and hopefully checking you out this summer live on stage somewhere.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. So, of course, everybody, that was singer, songwriter, producer, artist extraordinaire, Devon Howard. You can find out more about him on his website, devonhowardmusic.com. And so me, I love music. As y'all can see, my turntables, where you can see my turntables are behind me, and all types of music. And it is that feel good R&B that he's bringing. I really enjoy that, and I definitely encourage everybody to check it out.